this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a cool glow wallpaper on Photoshop. First, create a Photoshop document. Fill the layer in with black by going on Edit, Fill and choose Black. Create a new layer and rename it as Brush. Select the Brush tool and change the foreground color to any color you want. I'm choosing red. Resize the brush to around 800 and paint. Change the foreground color again to another color of your choice and paint here. Paint again with another color and keep on painting and changing colors as I am doing. Then I am choosing another color, but this time changing the brush size to 300 and painting it in the middle. Create another layer and name it Clouds. Click on the icon to change the background and foreground color back to default. As black has become the foreground color, I'm going to click the switch icon to make black the background color. Go to Filter, Render and Clouds. Change the blend mode to Overlay and it has created a nice effect to the colors. Create another layer but disable the clouds and brush layer clicking on the eye icon. Select the brush tool, change the brush, select this one and change the size to 8 or 9 pixels. Then select the pen tool and draw a shape like I am, not too big. You can draw any shape you want. Right click, stroke path, ensure foreground color is white and tool is brush. And confirm the simulate pressure is on tick. Right click again to delete path. Rename this layer to pen and duplicate the layer 5 times by pressing Ctrl and J 5 times. Select the copied pen layer on the top and hold shift, then click on the bottom pen layer. So all of those layers are selected at once. Press Ctrl and E and those layers have merged. Now create a new layer. Select brush tool and a soft edge brush. Change the size to around 800-900 pixels. Paint on the middle of the document. Activate free transform tool by pressing Ctrl and T on the keyboard and make the shape narrow and slim. Click on the confirmation mark and then move it to the middle. After that, go to Filter, Distort and Twirl and set it to around 420 to 25 and it will become a nice shape as you can see. Rename this layer as Twirl and duplicate it 5 times by pressing Ctrl and J. Select top twirl layer, then hold shift on the keyboard and click on the bottom twirl layer and merge them by pressing Ctrl and E on the keyboard. Then merge the twirl and pen layers together, pressing Ctrl and E whilst holding Ctrl to select them both. Once it has been merged, change the name to just twirl. Then duplicate the twirl layer by pressing Ctrl and J. Then select the move tool and move this layer just a little bit, not too much. Now I'll lower the layer opacity to about 16% and it looks like a nicely blended shadow. Select the twirl layer and duplicate it again. Rename it as blur. Then blur it by clicking Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and change the radius to 20 pixels and press Enter. Duplicate this blur layer by pressing Ctrl and J and merge the two blur layers by selecting them and pressing Ctrl and E. Select top layer, press Ctrl on the keyboard and click on twirl layer. This has selected the twirl shape. Then go on the adjustment layer, gradient, and choose a gradient. I'm going to customize the gradient by dragging the yellow throughout but keeping the orange at the both ends. But it is up to you how you want to customize it. After that, I want to blur this, so click on Filter, Blur and Gaussian Blur and set it to 7. Now make the brush and clouds layer visible again and see how nice it looks. Create a new layer and go on adjustment layer, solid color, select black and press OK. Then change the blend mode to soft light so a nice effect comes. Click on Filter, Render and Lens Flare. Select Movie Prime and I'm going to set the brightness to around 120. Check it out and see how bright you want it. You can see this has added a flare. Again create a new layer. Select the brush tool with a soft edge tiny brush. I selected one that is size 55. You can adjust this if you want. Then click on Window, Brush and on brush tip shape, set the spacing to around 45%. Experiment and play around with it to see what you like. On scattering, I'm putting it to 60% and count to 2. Then close it and start painting. I'm tracing the shape a little. I'm going to duplicate this layer by pressing Ctrl and J. On this duplicate layer, click on Filter, Blur and Gaussian Blur. I'll keep the radius to 7 and with that I am done. Thank you for watching and I hope you have learned from it. Bye.